everyone. This is Joyce, the voice of Joyce, and it's been a tumultuous week. When this broadcasts on Tuesday, the market would have gone through a 22% correction, if not more, on some stocks, and it's made a rebound today. It's made a rebound, unfortunately, because the Fed has put in all of the repo bonds that they possessed, $1.7 trillion. I was hoping all along to use a small portion of those bonds as a quantitative easing for the middle class. We're the ones that are going to suffer. And it wasn't just the money for the middle class, it was for the lower classes as well. Anyone who made $75,000 and less, I could have given you guys and women $12,000 each to 154 million Americans. Angus Deaton has always said, you don't really have to do that much. 5,000 is good enough. Well, 5,000 would have used up half the money, or less than half the money, and it still would have provided people with a safety net. As I'm speaking, we don't have word yet that there is any paid sick leave for individuals. 2 weeks is what we're asking. When I was a small business, and people have said to me, oh, if you're a small business, you can't afford to pay 2 weeks sick leave. Well, I did it from before the crash and through the crash and into 2013, as long as I was in business. There was a minimum of 10 to 14 days paid sick leave, vacation time, and 2 personal days. I was a small family business. I had anywhere from 10 to 25 employees, depending on the need. But if it was doable for me, it's certainly doable for every major corporation in America. Now that we've bailed out Wall Street, I don't see that we have to bail out the corporations as well. The market was not a liquidity problem. It's a demand problem. It was a fear problem based upon the fact that we did not have testing here in America to know the extent of the coronavirus. Business as usual for all of us globally will have to change. The World Health Organization actually presented America with the opportunity to have the virus kits available weeks ago. We turned it down. We turned it down in favor of private investment. Ongoing pandemics are not a one-off occurrence. I was at a New York City medical technical forum with featured biologists and scientists from Technion University in Israel. And they said that they have been working on antiviral medications, and they believe that we will have to have platforms all across the globe so that we could scale up in a hurry for pandemics. COVID-19 was thought to not only be here this year, but to come around again next year as well. So it will be good to have a vaccine. But I think as the globe warms, we're going to have to be prepared for varying the vaccines in the future to accommodate, I guess, our DNA to the new invaders. The way they're working on antiviral vaccines is they're working at stopping them before they spread. And it is a very novel approach to looking at what is not visible in terms of human beings and the vaccine that they're going to produce or the medication. So it's almost through a process of elimination. But it will help us, and it's something that we're going to have to invest in ongoing. We don't have enough ventilators, intubators, monitoring systems, ICUs in the country if we have a pandemic again. And from what I'm being told, we will have pandemics. It's not profitable for a market society. I understand that, because it's a one-off. Once you solve the problem and people don't die, that's the end of your money and the end of whatever profits. But treating people is not really what we want to have profit on. We want people to survive and to thrive. And we can. So my suggestion is, if you've got money to invest in the market, anytime there's a dip, or even now as it's down probably 20%, you could put money into it if you're young enough and you can hold it for a long period of time. Otherwise, wait and let's see what happens. The correction that happened was too fast, and it was every index involved. You don't put money into something that's falling like that. In Europe, they've curtailed short selling, which means that you're betting that the market is going down. They wanted to take the volatility out of the markets. And all over, people are realizing that we have to take care of people. So paid health care is another example of what would be a good thing to do for Americans. It will curtail the spread of infection. Expanding Medicaid in all the states, whether they're Democrat or Republican, it shouldn't matter. People are people and need to be protected and need to survive. There should be monies for small businesses. There should not be usurious loans out there at this point in time, and people should be given leeway if they're late on their rents so that they're not evicted and become homeless. We need to have government with a heart, because government and the country doesn't run just on profits. We run on people power, and people power is more important than anything else. Because if we die off, the money really doesn't matter. And pandemics don't care if you're wealthy or poor. It's just like a tornado or a hurricane or any other natural disaster. It's not the money that counts. So use this opportunity if you're self-quarantined, or if there are no events that you can go to at this point in time. Use the opportunity to be with your families and your community and take care of all those that you love, because there's a lot that we can do and a lot that we can learn from each other moving forward. Recession should not be on the horizon. We have enough money in America to stimulate our economy and give quantitative easing to all that need it. We just need the political will. don't vote in for anyone who doesn't think that your life is worth spending some money on. So take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. It's nice and sunny in New York. And to all the kids who are suffering because they've been told not to go back to classes after spring break, talk it out, because I know it's causing trauma to everyone. And if you'd like me to discuss anything at all in any future programs, please contact me at the Voice of Joyce at earthlink.net. And by the way, if you are suffering, there is an internet hookup to a site called The Mighty. And on that site, if you have problems with depression or any other trauma that you may be going through, you might find this something handy to look up. So once again, goodbye, and I'll see you next week, and I hope that the weekend is good for everyone. Take care now, and have a blessed day.